Fit to another day, another dollar. It's your boy Extract. I'm back again with another video. So today we are commuting. We're going to the office together, and I might do a whole vlog like the previous one. Just gonna be renting and also talking about a few things that I'm picking up as I grow in the tech space, and yeah. So cool. Let's go.
Partner. Now, if the female dies, the dominant male changes into a female to take her place. Then the next largest male will step up as her new mate. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's something. Like the bearded dragon.
So today I'm rocking the Kasi look. So I'm going to talk English. Other black people. Anyways, the reason why you're probably watching this is because it's the title. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My deal breaker is that a lot of people don't know Linux. Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad reality, and I'm talking in terms of, South Africa. A lot of people don't know Linux at all. Like a lot of devs actually, which I understand. It's not taught in almost a lot of institutions because they would have like a Microsoft running, and then they'll run stuff on IDEs and all of that. But that kind of, I don't know, man. Like it sucks because you have people that are looking for a job and they don't know how VCS works, which is version control. Your Git, how your Git works, and also they don't know how a Linux server works or a Linux operating system works, the command line. I don't blame guys. I'm not doing a blame game here, but I think once you start understanding how Linux works, it's much easier for you to learn your Docker, your Kubernetes, and everything else. It's like once you have a background in Linux, a lot of stuff just becomes easy, man. Like it simplifies a lot of things because most of the companies, like almost all the stuff is running on Linux or somewhat close to Linux, except Microsoft. So Microsoft just decided to be the odd one out. But how many people use Microsoft stuff? Not a lot. Talking in context of South Africa. But yeah, that's just me crying and complaining and saying that, guys, let's try, for the people that are in institutions, try learning your Git, understanding Linux. You know what? Matter of fact, reboot your PC, man. Remove that Windows operating system and put an Ubuntu, Kali Linux, any of those things. I know that there isn't much support for specific IDEs, but there are. You can use Snapd, you can use Homebrew. There's a lot of package installers that you can use, that you can find on the internet, that can allow you to use some of the Microsoft supported stuff. Because remember, the reason why it's done for Microsoft is because if you have a Microsoft operating system, I would assume that you have money, so you can afford. So most of the Linux stuff is it's a community edition. So yeah, I think that is what I'm trying to say is that we need more people understanding Linux. More people. I don't want to be saying people must learn Java. No. I don't want to say people must learn C. No. I I want people to understand Linux, because once you understand how Linux works, you get to understand, it's easier. It's easier, guys. Like, my emphasis on easier. I'm gonna keep repeating it. Everything just becomes easier than it was supposed. Yeah, like, I'm just hurt. I'm hurt, and it's quite hard to teach someone. So there's something called version control, which is Git. This is where your GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and other, version control systems are concerned. Version control, I'm not gonna explain it, but it's more of managing your code. Managing, guys. There's always bad drivers. Damn it. It's all about managing your code. Like, you want to always keep a version of a code that is either stable or that is in a building or in a beta version. So, beta means it's not stable. It's not stable. It wasn't tested properly. So, yeah, that's what beta means technically. I still remember when I was still learning how to code. I'd learned in Java. This was in 2017. I'm a newbie in this industry, honestly. There are people who have been coding, for so many years. And one thing that I've picked up is that they become, relaxed in terms of what they know. It's all about job security. If Java is the only thing I know, Java is the only thing I'll do, which kind of sucks, man. Because you never get to explore some of these languages in your personal capacity. Obviously, on my day-to-day work, I'm a Java dev, but on my personal capacity, I'm playing with Dart, the Flutter framework. I'm doing some JavaScript, and someone introduced me to vibe coding. So I'm vibe coding with obviously JavaScript and TypeScript and all of the stuff that I can do vibe coding with. Someone said that you can actually do, you can vibe code in Java. I'm like, hey, let me try this out. Well, you can't. I've tried. You can't, guys. I've tried. You can't. Let me not say you can't. Let me say I can't do it. Because, when you're working with Java for some time, there are principles that you need to adhere, concepts that you need to adhere, a couple of things that you need to adhere. So you technically don't do justice. Yeah, boy. And then the justice, there will be mob justice. I'm the clever from the castle today. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We're still going to the office. The problem is that I don't have the gear. I'm gonna get the gear soon, guys. I'm gonna get the gear. And then, I'll be able to show you where I'm staying, so that you can come and drop me if you want. But yeah. So this is more like a coffee addiction. I'm on so I had one in the morning, one at lunch, and I'm having my last one. When I calculate all this one, it's a lot. But anyways, Actually, I can do that. Oh, you're such a smart guy. I'm right here, writing some code and thinking about something that could and could not be beneficial for some individuals. And I think the beneficial part would come from the sense of, I think one of the most scary part in being a developer in South Africa is the economy and also the pay scale depending on which company you work for. Disadvantage, right? And then I think one of the other advantages is something called the brain drain. So because a lot of people are underpaid in South Africa, they end up doing a lot of remote jobs, which in turn, they earn more money compared to people that are in South Africa, making them unaffordable to hire here. It makes them so hard to hire them because they were earning in dollars and now they have to earn in rands. And when you have to compare a dollar to rands, like about 18 rands per dollar. So if someone is talking about 250,000 US dollars, that person is a multi-millionaire. And not everybody can afford that, I'm just thinking here that, I think code is not just about fixing, but code is about solutioning, thinking, being a problem solver. A lot of us spend more time, a buddy of mine who I was with just now mentioned something about me being a typewriter. So meaning that all I do is just write code. Sometimes I would be bashing him and be like, nah. But when you think about it, programming is all about thinking about the solution first, doing an architecture, and then writing the code later. I think this is the same concept that applies in TDD, because now you'll need a solution or think about what you're trying to solve, and then write the test case of what you're trying to solve, and then you can write the code, which somewhat makes sense, right? But most of us just want to write the code first, and then once we've written the code, then we test it, which, yeah, we end up not having test case coverage. But yeah, I mean, that happens to most of us. But why? Because that's how the industry is like, man. It's more about hacks. Like if it works, if you can make it work. Business doesn't care about standard. They don't care about, quality of the code. They don't care about, there's a lot of things that once you start working in corporate, away from a dev house, you start seeing that there's a lot of practices that are being breached, because what you want to do or what you want to accomplish is writing clean code. But clean code, you hardly find clean code if you're working for a corporate, because what corporate wants is business and money. They want you're a resource at the end of the day, and their target is to make money out of you as a resource. So they don't care how you fix it or how you do it. Just do it. So meaning a quick fix can always be what they want, but a quick fix always comes with a bag, because it's not a well thought solution. It's just a quick fix. As the same way, I reviewed code the other day and I assisted someone code and the solution. And then during an MR, a merge request, I grilled the person based on the code that I helped them write. It goes to show that sometimes when you're doing a quick fix, you don't think things thoroughly compared to when, you sit down and you're like, okay, what if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breaks? It all goes back to the system design thinking, and also system thinking and the design thinking, logical thinking, all of those kind of thinkings. Flip. I have a meeting. Oh, jeez. So when you think about it, that's what it's all about. And yeah, like a quick fix is never a quick fix, guys. I'm gonna keep, rephrasing this over and over and over again, because I feel like most of us are not doing justice. Look, guys, my hairline is growing. Most of us are not doing justice to the code that we write because we don't give it enough time to think. So if we were to spend more time thinking, we would actually write more better reusable code compared to when we just become typewriters. What is it? Yeah, I think it's a typewriter. So yeah, I think that's the last one for the day. Yeah, I just felt like I don't want to be bombarding you guys with too much information and then you end up getting bored. And yeah, but anyways, thank you for tuning in. I wish I was doing a coffee session today. This could be so interesting. But yeah, peace.